It was overwhelmingly large. Tales of betrayal on Reddit. An authentic account of infidelity. Your support is invaluable. 90% of our viewers have yet to join our community, and we invite you to lend your support so we can continue crafting captivating content. Kindly consider subscribing and activating the notification bell. We invite you to share your location with us. Drop your city in the comments below. In the charming town of Maplewood, where the autumn leaves twirled in the cool breeze and every nook appeared to murmur stories of affection and heartache, there resided a woman named Rachel. Rachel embodied elegance, her smile capable of illuminating even the darkest of days. In her circle, she had consistently embodied the essence of nurturing, flourishing as an avid gardener, a passionate cook, and a devoted wife to her husband, Ethan. Ethan was a devoted software engineer, frequently immersed in the realm of codes and algorithms. His work demanded extensive hours, allowing Rachel to oversee their quaint home and pursue her passions. Though their life together was marked by comfort, Rachel found herself unable to dispel the sense of monotony that had woven itself into the fabric of their marriage. The lively exchanges once filled with dreams and aspirations had faded into mundane talks of bills and chores. A pivotal moment unfolded one weekend at their home, where the air was filled with laughter and friends congregated beneath the waning light of the sun. Among the attendees was Josh, a college companion of Ethan's, who had recently returned to the area. With an undeniable charm and a spirit for adventure, Josh infused a vibrant energy into Rachel's life that she had not known she longed for. As the evening unfolded, Rachel felt an irresistible pull towards Josh's vibrant zest for life, reflecting on their college days and the adventures they had shared. "Do you recall that moment when we found ourselves lost during our road trip?" Rachel chuckled, her eyes glimmering with a sense of reminiscence. "Ah, how could I possibly let that slip my mind? I was under the impression we would find ourselves in a different state altogether," Josh replied, his laughter echoing melodiously through the atmosphere. As the evening unfolded, Rachel and Josh delved into profound discussions, revealing their hopes and ambitions. As Ethan busied himself with the grill, engaging in lively conversation with friends, Rachel found herself drawn to Josh in a way that was both thrilling and daunting. In that fleeting instant, it felt as though their very essences had become one, if only for a heartbeat. The coming weeks unraveled with the elegance of a masterfully crafted story. Rachel and Josh found themselves meeting more often, at first pretending to engage in conversations about a community project that held significance for them both. Their gatherings soon transformed into intimate coffee dates and leisurely strolls through the park, where they exchanged their thoughts, dreams, and fears. Rachel experienced a profound sense of being seen, heard, and understood, a rarity she hadn't encountered in years. On a bright afternoon, while wandering through the lively park, Josh faced Rachel, his expression grave. "Rachel, it's fascinating how life can guide us to unforeseen destinations. It is perfectly acceptable to pursue joy." His words lingered in the atmosphere, laden with significance. Rachel was swept away by a torrent of emotions. Confusion danced with excitement, while a whisper of guilt lingered in the background. "I adore Ethan, yet," she paused, her gaze drifting elsewhere. "At times, I find myself ensnared in a web of stagnation." Josh moved in, his voice taking on a gentle tone. "You truly deserve to experience the vibrancy of life. Everyone does." With each passing moment, the bond between them deepened, intensifying Rachel's inner turmoil. She held dear her life with Ethan, a man of kindness and unwavering support. Yet she found herself irresistibly captivated by the excitement of a connection she didn't anticipate. The excitement of a secret escape for private conversations and cherished seconds grew utterly captivating. Yet, the burden of her decisions started to bear heavily upon her. Rachel began weaving a tapestry of excuses to justify her absences to Ethan, who continued to navigate life with an obliviousness to the emotional confusion she was facing. A heavy sense of regret followed her, yet Josh's presence shone like a beacon in her existence, a testament to the spirited woman she had once been. As twilight descended, Rachel busied herself in the kitchen, crafting a meal for Ethan. Her eyes drifted to the wedding photo that adorned the wall, a silent witness to their shared journey. The smiles frozen in that instant seemed remote, akin to a whisper of a dream that had long since faded away. The scent of her beloved meal wafted through the kitchen, yet Rachel's heart was burdened with doubt. "Is everything all right, Rachel?" Ethan stepped into the kitchen, a warm smile gracing his face, completely oblivious to the storm brewing inside her. "Indeed, it has been quite a lengthy day," she responded, managing to conjure a smile. Later that night, as they nestled on the couch, engrossed in their favorite show, Rachel found herself unable to dispel the lingering sense of disconnection. She sensed that she was navigating the complexities of a double existence. Every moment spent with Josh pulled her deeper into a world that drifted further from the life she had constructed with Ethan. As the weeks morphed into months, Rachel discovered she stood at a pivotal juncture. The excitement of her clandestine affair with Josh was a heady mix of exhilaration and constraint. The boundaries of right and wrong began to dissolve as she grappled with her emotions, caught in a conflict between her allegiance to Ethan and her burgeoning affection for Josh. On a drizzly afternoon, Rachel and Josh nestled together beneath the shelter of an awning, seeking refuge outside a charming little cafe. The air was thick with unvoiced tension as they lingered in a moment of silence, each lost in thought about the weight of their predicament. "Rachel," Josh murmured, shattering the stillness that enveloped them, "this connection is undeniably genuine, and I cannot feign otherwise. It seems as though we are destined for greater things." Rachel felt her heart quicken as she pondered his words. The siren call of a fresh start enticed her, yet she remained acutely conscious of the repercussions that lay ahead. The idea of causing pain to Ethan, the steadfast companion who had weathered every storm with her, loomed large in her mind. "Perhaps we ought to pause for a moment," Rachel proposed, her voice quivering with uncertainty. "This situation is unjust to him." Josh's expression transformed, a brief shadow of disappointment flitting across his features. "Yet what of our story? What of what we possess?" Rachel's inner turmoil intensified. She understood that she must face her emotions directly to determine which direction to pursue. In that instant, she understood that the decisions she embraced would carve her identity, influencing not just her own destiny, but also the fates of those she held dear. As the rain cascaded around them, Rachel experienced a profound sense of clarity. She needed to face the reality, not solely for her own sake, but for Ethan's too. The intricate tapestry of her existence was coming apart, and the moment had arrived to confront the repercussions of her decisions. The rain tapped rhythmically on the cafe roof, echoing the chaos swirling within Rachel's heart. She had distanced herself from the tempest of feelings and longings that had started to engulf her. As she gazed into the dark abyss of her coffee cup, the burden of her choices settled upon her shoulders, enveloping her like a thick, oppressive shroud. In the days that followed, Rachel grappled with the quest for equilibrium. The excitement of her private conversations with Josh hung in the air, a heady mix of allure and constraint. Every time she stepped back into Ethan's world, she donned a facade of normalcy, stifling the guilt that lurked just beneath the surface, eager to emerge. Ethan observed the delicate changes in Rachel's behavior. He possessed a keen insight, a quality he frequently held in high regard, yet he ascribed her aloofness to the pressures of her job or the melancholy of the season. He intensified his attempts to reach out to her, orchestrating a weekend escape to reignite the flames of their love. Rachel valued the gesture, yet it intensified her inner turmoil. "Rachel, would you be interested in a delightful excursion to the lake this weekend?" One evening, Ethan proposed an idea, his eyes glimmering with excitement. "Only the two of us. A pause might be just what we need." Rachel mustered a smile, her heart pounding at the prospect of deceiving him. "That sounds absolutely delightful, Ethan. I would truly cherish that." With the weekend drawing near, Rachel felt her anxiety intensifying. She understood that she must face her emotions, not solely for her own sake, but for Ethan, who was entitled to the truth. On the eve of their journey, she perched on the edge of their bed, lost in thought, the burden of existence pressing heavily upon her shoulders. "Ethan," she began, her voice trembling, "may we have a moment to converse?" Ethan glanced up from his packing, worry etched across his features. Certainly, what thoughts are you grappling with? Rachel inhaled deeply, bracing herself for the long-anticipated conversation that had been simmering for weeks. A sense of disconnection has been weighing on me. It seems essential for us to discuss certain aspects of our relationship. Ethan's expression transformed, revealing a blend of bewilderment and worry. Could you clarify what you mean? Does it function as intended? Do you find yourself feeling discontented? Rachel paused, the words lodged in her throat. It isn't merely a straightforward matter. It seems to me that somewhere along our journey, we have misplaced something precious. While Ethan absorbed the words, Rachel struggled to hold back her tears. She sensed herself as a tightrope performer, teetering on the brink of truth and treachery. Ethan extended his hand toward hers, his touch enveloping her in warmth and comfort. Together, we can navigate any challenge, Rachel. Simply share your emotions with me. In that instant, Rachel experienced an overwhelming wave of affection for Ethan, the steadfast companion who had remained by her side through countless trials. Yet, the reality loomed like a weight upon her, and she grappled with the elusive search for expression. I have been in the company of Josh. What began as a simple connection soon blossomed into something deeper, and I cannot ignore the feelings I have for him. The ensuing silence was overwhelmingly profound. Ethan's expression transformed from worry to disbelief, his hold on her hand beginning to slip away. So, you've been spending time with Josh? How could you do such a thing? I never intended for this to occur, Rachel implored, her cheeks glistening with tears. In my moment of confusion, he stood by my side. It was never my intention to cause you pain. Ethan's expression darkened, the anguish in his gaze piercing Rachel with a sharp intensity. My faith in you, Rachel, was unwavering. How could you possibly violate that trust? I realize I've erred, and I deeply regret it, Rachel responded, her voice trembling. However, I must speak candidly with you. I am determined to navigate this no matter the cost. Ethan rose to his feet, moving restlessly around the confined space, his feelings churning within him like a tempest. Do you hold affection for him? The inquiry lingered, thick with significance. Rachel felt her heart pounding in her chest. She was compelled to face the reality before her.
I'm uncertain.
I developed unexpected feelings for him, yet my affection for you remains unwavering. You are my husband. Is that sufficient? Ethan inquired, his voice taut with tension. Can love truly compensate for the pain caused by my actions? The heaviness of his words enveloped Rachel, draping her in a suffocating shroud. She had fractured the trust they had painstakingly constructed over the years, and now she was compelled to confront the repercussions. I cannot bear the thought of losing you, Ethan. I am determined to take every necessary step to rectify this situation. Ethan ceased his restless pacing and turned to her, his gaze a tumultuous blend of sorrow and anger. You have presented me with a decision, Rachel. Time is essential for contemplation. As he stepped out of the room, Rachel was enveloped by a deep sense of absence. She had finally spoken the truth that had weighed on her, and now there was no way to retreat. The weekend getaway approached, a bittersweet echo of the life they had crafted side by side. The following day, they reached the lake, its tranquil beauty standing in sharp contrast to the inner turmoil that Rachel felt. Ethan kept his distance, and the burden of unexpressed thoughts lingered thickly in the atmosphere surrounding them. Rachel attempted to draw him into light conversation, yet he replied with terse, abrupt responses, his thoughts evidently wandering far from their exchange. As twilight descended, Rachel lingered on the porch, her gaze fixed on the sun as it sank beneath the horizon, casting the sky in shades of orange and pink. A wave of nostalgia washed over her, stirring memories of the bond they once cherished, the laughter that echoed between them, and the dreams they had woven together. Rachel. Ethan's voice sliced through her reverie, yanking her back to the present moment. He ventured outdoors, his demeanor gently illuminated by the waning glow of dusk. May we engage in a conversation? Rachel nodded, her heart pounding as they perched on the porch steps. I apologize for all that has transpired, Ethan. My intentions were never to cause you pain. Ethan let out a weary sigh, his fingers raking through his hair. This situation baffles me. I can't quite grasp how it unfolded. Were we not filled with joy in those moments? We were, Rachel confessed, her voice scarcely rising above a whisper. Yet, at some point in my journey, I became disconnected from my true self. I believed that with Josh, I could rediscover that lost part of myself, yet I was mistaken. And now, Ethan inquired, his gaze probing hers for the truths that lay hidden within. Rachel inhaled deeply, the burden of her decisions settling heavily upon her shoulders. I yearn to restore what we once shared. I am ready to battle for our connection. Should you be open to granting me an opportunity? Ethan's silence hung heavily in the air as he pondered her words. At last, he uttered the words, his tone unwavering yet laced with anguish. Rebuilding trust is not a simple endeavor. Rachel, patience is essential, and I must be assured of your dedication to ensuring this succeeds. I am, Rachel said earnestly, tears streaming down her cheeks. I am committed to taking every necessary step to regain your trust. My heart belongs to you, Ethan. The air crackled with tension, yet Rachel discerned a glimmer of hope reflected in Ethan's gaze. He extended his hand, enveloping hers in a gentle squeeze. My desire to trust you is there, yet it will require patience. I must sift through it all. In the stillness of the moment, the stars emerged, twinkling in the vast night sky, a poignant reminder of the beauty that lingered in their world. Rachel understood that the path before her would be fraught with difficulties, yet her resolve to confront it with Ethan by her side remained unwavering. Weeks slipped by as Rachel and Ethan grappled with the consequences of her betrayal. They entered couples therapy, embarking on a journey to unravel the complexities of their relationship, confronting the challenges that had driven Rachel to find comfort in Josh. The journey was fraught with pain yet essential, marked by tears, frustration, and fleeting moments of breakthrough. Rachel discovered the art of articulating her emotions, while Ethan dedicated himself to grasping Rachel's needs and aspirations. Gradually, they started to reconstruct their base piece by piece. The journey was laden with obstacles, yet both remained devoted to the pursuit of healing and personal development. In the interim, Rachel faced the challenging choice to bring closure to her bond with Josh. She understood that persisting in her relationship with him would only entangle matters more deeply. One afternoon, she encountered him at their beloved cafe, a place steeped in the echoes of their laughter and the whispers of their dreams. Rachel met Josh's warm smile with a weighty heart, a contrast that lingered in the air between them. "Josh, we need to talk," she said, her voice unwavering yet laced with a hint of sorrow. His expression transformed, a flicker of worry igniting in his gaze. "What seems to be the issue?" "I've chosen to dedicate myself to rebuilding my relationship," Rachel replied, her heart heavy with the weight of her own declaration. "Our paths can no longer intertwine. I must focus on reconstructing my life alongside Ethan." Josh's expression dimmed, a shadow of disappointment crossing his features. "I comprehend your perspective, yet it does not alter my emotions." "I understand," Rachel said, her voice trembling as she struggled to hold back tears. "But I must be truthful with both myself and Ethan. I can no longer keep living in emotional conflict." As they bid farewell, a profound sense of emptiness enveloped Rachel. She found herself grieving the relationship that might have flourished. Yet within that sorrow, a fresh sense of purpose began to blossom. She resolved to battle for her marriage, to restore the love that had once thrived. As the months unfolded, Rachel and Ethan diligently navigated the complexities of their relationship. They reveled in their modest triumphs, such as exchanging laughter during dinner or strolling side by side, free from the burden of unvoiced thoughts lingering in the air. Every day unfolded as a stride toward recovery, a tribute to their unwavering strength. One evening, as they lounged on the couch, Ethan glanced at Rachel, a smile illuminating the remnants of their shared history. "It's been remarkable to witness your growth throughout this journey." "I'm proud of you," Rachel beamed, a warmth blossoming in her heart. "Thank you, Ethan. The path has been long, yet I find myself filled with gratitude for your unwavering patience and understanding." Ethan grasped her hand, his eyes filled with genuine intent. I desire for us to continue our journey of growth, to rediscover each other on a more profound plane. Me too, Rachel replied, her voice brimming with resolve. I long to rebuild the emotional closeness they had once known. As they inclined toward one another,